Barry, he's outside the lane. The big man can't hit with a rebound snared by James.
They've had a tough time shooting the ball, and it's going to be a long second half if they don't start getting it to go down.
Oh, what a friendly bounce there. Far, they've gone 5 of 8. Oklahoma has 11 turnovers. Rhode Island 4. With a drive right here by Christian James inside, and he gets 2 out of that break.
Lathered up now. Neither one of these teams are good defensive teams in conference play. And there's James getting to the... I thought Toronto particularly has the best high school basketball right now in North America. You look at the great players in college right now, the city, the population, really good basketball.
Now, nice pass from Cam Lard to Terrence Lewis.
That was 3 freshmen on the floor. Wigginton to Lard, inside to Lewis, the freshman from Milwaukee.
7 minutes gone by. Second half. Oklahoma in need of a win. There's Jackson. Lard the offensive rebound. And Latin clears. James again.
Nooney Ahmad. That's off the mark. He and Maston both get the start tonight for Baylor on senior night. Normally, they come off the bench. James tries a triple, and it's a quick start for us, struggling ever since.
Yeah, they had the 6-game streak. It just bottomed down. Part of that is the schedule, and part of that is the lead.
James, plus the foul.
Well, target practice, because we know if Oklahoma doesn't outscore you, they're not going to win it with the defense.
Young to the corner, and a 3 is there. Anomaly. You know, the larger sample size is Lacan tries an NBA 3 that won't go. The larger sample size is Trae Young still can't find any consistency from outside as James hits a 3.
And, you know, the deep shots, they'll come.
Young with a steal, James with a finish.
So he's at about...
Picked off by James. And an easy 2.
Watching him on tape, he was also a guy taking contested shots, and it's what you want to eliminate. Now they're in a rhythm.
Wade keeps it alive. Can't get the left hand to go. And James rips it away from Dean Wade. James with a foot on Oklahoma lead. Trying to snap that 6-game losing streak. Picked off by James. Here's Young. James at the other end. Well, Champ Week starts on Wednesday, and it'll be bedlam in Kansas City. In my opinion, the best league in the country, the Big 12. And even if you're a very low seed like Oklahoma may be.
A little pressure now from Kansas State, although they're going to back it off. And if you're Trae Young right now, I would put the deep 3s in my pocket and just manage the last 3 minutes.
James, spin cycle.
Yep. It's a 16 on the strength of 8 made 3s. KU averages as James tries a 3 and knocks down the first.
I love guys that have leadership skills, guys that have quickness, toughness, make shots.
James hits a triple. 5. Newman for 3. Mikhailuk with a back tap. Here comes Young. Long bounce pass to James.
What a great look. He knew where that. They're going to set some screens up for Trae.
McNeese corrals the loose ball on the deck. Shovels it off to James, who leans in. Plus the foul.
All the way back to the early 90s, and Iowa State and Johnny Orr in the old Big 8, before it was even the Big 10 and now 12. So for me, Texas put itself behind the...
There's a look at Toby. Smile, Toby, come on.
James leans in and scores.
Nice drive by James. The basketball, but they'll still be a very dangerous team on a given night. They can cause a lot of havoc.
Oklahoma has lost 3 in a row and 6 of their last 8, taking on a Texas Tech team that's ranked number 7 in the latest poll, tying the best AP record and the best AP rating that they have ever had. That's a good start, though, for Christian.
Jared Culver coming out party a little bit tonight.
James knocks down a 3 off the feed. The advantage.
Well, I think Texas Tech does, because in the last part of this Big 12 season, the transition points for Oklahoma are down significantly from 26 points on the fast break to 14. It's not an Oklahoma team that is running like it did early in the season.
James forces one up and in. Great start for...
Second time through the league, you should be dialed in on inbounds plays as well.
James rolls home a 3 as a spin move, step back. That's off the heel. Or a long 3 that ends up going down for...
Possible that we could have 8 or 9 teams. Maybe 8 would be realistic on the high end. 8 teams in the NCAA tournament from the Big 12. Trae Young right now is way too sloppy with the basketball.
Bailed out, though, by Christian.
I like this. They're in a zone, but they're taking the ball out of Young's hands.
That 3 cuts the lead in half. Huge shot. And finishes again. Another 3 from the wing for Christian James.
Wigginton does a great job of getting away and getting himself some space so he can get that jumper up and nail the 3.
Sooners down 9. Off the bounce, James.
It averages 9 or 10 assists a game in that league.
Well, he comes in averaging 9.4 assists per game. And there's another. Quickly getting the ball ahead to Christian James, and now Iowa State burns a timeout.
Report at you.
Clearly, he never said spank ball about any of your shots.
Oh, what's that?
Missed dunk by Lard. Easiest look he's going to get today. Another clean look for James, and just like a moment.
What Trae Young is doing for granted. He's running this show as a first-year college basketball player. It's really impressive.
Christian James, very proactive here in the... Oklahoma trailed by as many as 17 points late in the first half. Christian James into the paint. He has played a very...
It has the feel of a 15 to 20 point lead for Iowa State. It just isn't the case.
Trae Young has just about matched his season average with the 9 assists. Tops in the country at 9.4. Christian James strong to the hole again.
Some of these possessions have been a little bit empty where Iowa State has not been able to get a good look at the rim. Here's another one.
Shepard with the steal. 3-on-1. And a chance for another 3-point play. There's 4 minutes left in regulation. Jackson looking for that shot. Left it well short. Trae Young comes up with it. Here come the Sooners. Defender falls, and James throws it down.
Is that a change from the last time these two teams played?
I think he's adjusting. In the last game, he really struggled with being contested on the perimeter, so he's driving more early tonight. He missed 9 threes in that first game. They were all guarded closely.
Christian James. Yes, for 3.
Leads 3 different times in the last month and giving them away. This is a critical 11 minutes.
Spin move. And the finish by Christian James.
Against Baylor were all at least 30 feet away from the basket. That one looked to be about 30 feet, and he missed it.
And you're not surprised when he pulls up. It's so impressive.
What is more impressive to you, his range or his vision, like we saw?
I like Billy Paultz when I was a player. The Whopper.
We were going to compare his numbers to your numbers, but had some difficulty obtaining your numbers.
Pulls back, and the lefty jumper goes down. He has really played well in the second half, young Matt Coleman.
The drive by James, and nobody helping out. He has bounced back from that game in magnificent form tonight. He has 18 points, 8 for 12 from the floor, and playing well at the defensive end as well.
Yeah, he has been absolutely outstanding all game long. Boy.
And he knew, Colin Sexton, he could go right to the rim.
Manic blocked by Jones. Here's James from the wing. Silences the crowd.
Does all the dirty work for this team. And by the way, he has elite athleticism.
He's also from Alabama, something that Avery Johnson has placed a premium on, building a fence around his recruiting area. There's a big three.
Obviously great at home.
Ingram, blocked by Jamani McNeese. James, hesitation and gets it to go.
Benito run.
Well, again, they're so good at the run-out ball screen and making you make a decision. Are you going to help on the roll? Are you going to stay with the shooter that's lifting up out of the corner? That time there was no help on the roll layup.
James looking for some space. Flips it up and in, and it ends. Young to trigger. And now James buries a three.
Everybody going. It gets Latin involved in this game now, too.
13 doubles for Trae Young. Kind of finding his way offensively in this one.
But great ball movement, and it was set up. Malik Newman waited for a screen from Lightfoot, set the play up, waited till he was open.
Christian James, the Sooners. Young hesitates, probing, looking for space.
Stayed with a lot of energy out of the locker room. Rebound for Young. Nearly 30 points a game, nearly 10 assists a game. Here he gives it up and a block for Carroll, but a foul. Going to have open guys when they collapse on him.
They're sending 4 guys. There's going to be guys open. Right now, Oklahoma's got numbers.
Young took it away. There's a block from Carroll, and they're going to call it a goaltend.
Oklahoma State team, but he steps in against that zone and confidently knocks it down from well outside the three-point line.
What a pivot from Christian James, who has
pressure on the defense.
Cartier-Jara has that one stripped. Going the other way is Christian James with the lay.
Must string together stops to carve into the 7-point lead.
Patrick rims out. A nice box out from Christian Doolittle. Christian James.
And when you're trying to mount a comeback, especially on the road, you must string together consecutive stops and give your offense an opportunity to carve into this lead.
James, 3.
And Jalen Fisher kind of bobbing and weaving, coming down the floor in transition and got all the way to the rim.
James, another try, gets it to go, and James ahead.
And here they started out like they were going to double team him, and then Kendrick Williams on him as a primary assignment.
Combined for their 2 standout freshmen, Young and Manic.
Well, and still a 24-point differential from behind the three-point line in favor of TCU, in favor of OU. The fact this game's in overtime, man, the resiliency of the Horned Frogs.
Midweek double OT game for TCU. At this point in time, are the legs a concern?
Nah, Young.
I like it. James, they love it here in the
NCAA tournaments. Couple of Final Fours. Auguste misses the jump shot. James, the turnaround, got it.
Broken. He's playing with a lot of confidence right now here on the end of the half. Texas Tech going to show some zone and then probably go back to man.
About a 4-second difference between game and shot. Young watched by another freshman, Jared Culver.
In the man now. They're going to get out, pressure on the perimeter.
Feeds James for three. Got it!
When we were in the Big East, where we had Louisville, Syracuse, Connecticut, Pittsburgh, Villanova, West Virginia coming up in our next 5 or 6 games. And if you ever looked ahead, your stomach getting the gaps, drawing the defense even on the miss, but there was nobody on the backside to clean up for Oklahoma.
Chris Beard has to be careful with Culver, who has 4 fouls. It was not a pretty first half, and that's coming off a game where his team didn't win at West Virginia, and he didn't have a good first half there either. That rattles down for James.
Right off the bat, Javon Carter. He's denying Trae Young. He did not touch the ball in that possession. He is a bucket getter. He scores like he breathes. He's not going to pass much.
James from deep, got it.
Chris of Florida, who played for his dad Don at Tampa Catholic High School. Oklahoma State was able to hit moments ago from outside the arc, just before that technical. Freeman missed underneath. James keeps it alive for the Sooners and floats it up and in. Scores on the other end. All of his points have come since halftime. He's got 7.
Averett's really working hard. He's getting up and trying to just dog Trae Young, but just pitch it over the top and find the
25 teams. They go to West Virginia on Saturday. That is going to be fun. This offensive style of the Sooners, Tim, against that defensive-minded team of Bob Huggins in Morgantown.
It's interesting to see the different presses that Bob employs.
Hamdi from the free throw line. Rebound from Manick.
Good move.
Top 12, James. 2 seasons ago, he missed the entire year with that knee injury. Back last year, and now James, he loves that left side. Young, a lot of dribbling, shoots over Williams. Really got a hand on it. The money kept it alive. James jumper good.
Make up a deficit in a hurry. Good move.
And Northwestern starting to find some offensive flow here.
Yeah, and Derek Pardon is one of the most improved players in the country. He was going to redshirt as a freshman. The starting center got hurt, and now Ola was his name. And next thing you know, Pardon started playing. First game out at double-digit rebounds, and he's kind of taken off. He hit the biggest shot in Northwestern history last year against Michigan.
There's James with a 3 that's around and in. It hit the far side. It's a friendly bounce is what you're saying. There's another 3, but that's short off the front rim. The run out from Odoms, and he finds James, who launches. He's still up high. The pass in the lane intercepted by Shepard. Gives to Young. Here's the lob. Another stop by Christian James. The head football coach of the Sooners, who's taking his team to the college football playoff national semifinal against Georgia.
You know, when you have a player like Baker Mayfield, his basketball is different, but one of the great things,
you know, the difference that Trae's made in such a short time.
10 first half points for Pardon for Northwestern. Here's James, and a 3 once again. Pass, but Falzone has to spin into a double team. Still could not kiss it in off the glass.
no, Ash just needed to jump up and go lay that in. He put Falzone in a tough spot.
James left open.
Oklahoma beating Wichita State for the biggest non-conference road win in program history. And despite all of that, this team hasn't even spoken about that win since they pulled.
Going on behind him, and that is really rare in a great passer.
Jessica was listening in on that last Sooner huddle. After Christian James dunks it, Jess, you may won't be a
about. Mike McConaughey, well aware of that. He's made 3 NCAA tournament trips as head coach. They've won 2 games in the NCAA tournament, so not just as a mid-major conference champion getting to the big dance, but they've also won 2 games.
Is when to just do nothing. And I'm sure he'll get to that point because he can do something almost all the time.
James follows at Indian Hills Community College.
You know, you're watching the Sooners right now, and they're on offense, but what Coach Hartman said to Jessica was so important. This is a game you want to be aware defensively of a consistent effort throughout the game.
Here's Christian James.
Reeves. Short.
There's the baseball pass again.
Here's James at the other end.
That's what
freshman sensation Trae Young with 21. Madden. Another quick release, and this time it rolls off. Offensive rebound by.
This is the first time the last couple of plays since early in the game where Shaman's been getting downhill the way that he can. And if they're going to come back inside of this game, Landry Shaman has got to be a force on both ends and getting downhill to the basket, not only scoring but making those passes. There's so much attention being paid to him, he'll find open people if he continues to drive it that way.
James dying for the ball in the corner. He finally gets it. And he pays it off. Huge triple.
Those of you just joining us to Staples Center after college football on ESPN2, along with the Hall of Famer Bill Walton. Roxy Bernstein with you for the Hall of Fame Hoop Hall here in L.A. 6-2 Oklahoma, the early lead, a couple of threes from the freshman of the Sooners, Trae Young, Brady Manick, and now a
ball movement there by the Trojans. Whoa.
Wow. Broken up by Cameron McGusty, who checked in. Christian James knocks in his second three.
The Trojans are a puzzling team. Throw it down, Elijah.
Shot blocked by Kadeem Latin.
This pace is just tremendous.
Third three for Christian James.
I'm a believer. I thought after the PK80, I said, who is this guy, right? But now, next week on the 16th, they play at Wichita State.
Corner three, knocked in. Christian James, it's 4.
Wright makes a shot. Conference of Champions is standing on its head right now. Arizona State, undefeated, ranks 15th or 16th. This is just open. Hesitation here by the Sooners.
Brady Manick missing from the corner, but putting it up. Christian James for.
Well, they left the right guy open. This is a guy, Christian James, who I would not leave open. He had that beautiful over the top.
Backdoor lob to Christian James.
Starting to drop for the Roadrunners now.
This is what we're talking about. It helps that you and I have seen this UTSA team play. They're not going to continue to shoot poorly and miss open shots all game.
Wonderful personality who is sorely missed. There goes Young distributing, and another dunk for Christian James. With Fronin, Allen, Wallace, and the 5th starter originally, Austin Carr for UTSA.
Oklahoma with that 5-point lead. Remember, prior to the end of the half, it was 42-31. So UTSA ended on a 6-0 lead. And I like that right there. And that's Oklahoma gets it back, and I think he'll take a 3 up underneath that arc.
James out to get it. He's watched by Dave Nicolai. Shot clock at 13 here for Young. Right corner, James hesitated initially and then stroked it.
A team of a lot of pieces. And remember, they're going to get Christian Doolittle back here soon, too. That adds another piece on the perimeter as a big, strong guard. But offensively, it's McGusty and James.
Lon Kruger was talking about Christian Doolittle before the game. He said the target date now December the 16th for him to be back. Makes it 2 for 2 from downtown for the Mean Green, and it's a 6-0 North Texas lead. The other way, James a little head fake, and he'll have a chance to slap. Of him certainly is smart. He's a 45% three-point shooter. Long hit ahead for Young. He soars up high, dumps it inside, and James banks it hot. Duffy's pass picked off by Young. 3-on-1 Sooners. Behind the back, James, the finish.
Everybody in PK80 is wearing black shoes. They were given, of course, by the good folks at Nike to all the players, and it's black because that's the color Phil Knight.
Somebody's going to know what these are called, man. That's the waffle iron that they use. And
you made it out to Beaverton yesterday, right?
I did. I went to the Nike store. Wow.
Elijah wound up turning it over.
Oh, my gosh. Oregon.
James, the easy bucket. Confusing for you, but this time you're actually on the mark with it. Trae Young ahead.
Oh, beautiful.
Christian James to the basket in Oklahoma with 5.
In the Middle Bay.
I've been to the British Virgin Islands, which is in the Caribbean.
It's on planet Earth.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
The hairstyle's a little different.
See, everybody under 6'10" looks exactly the same to me. This guy can dribble. I mean, Marcus Haynes like. Which high school did you go to?
I went to a school called Pinewood.
Really?
In the Bay Area.
Is that in,
yes.
is that in Prineville or on the eastern boundary of Oklahoma? And they were supposed to wait until somebody gave the signal, and then everybody's going to race across in their wagons and horses and
in their Sooner schooner.
Okay, I don't know about Sooner.
For the Sooners.
Huge pressure on Brady Manick here today. Wild runner, but the coaches will live with that.
Shard Odoms for the Sooners. And a 3 from the corner rattles in for Christian James. Ahead to Trae Young. Little out of control. Young lost the handle on it. There's Christian James for the Sooners.
So that's the kind of ball that I love.
Jalen Barford with a tough shot.
Great defense by number 13, Jordan Shepard.
Trae Young over the corner. And a 3 for Christian James. We'll find out.
Are they as good as Clemson?
We'll find out.
Are they as good as Ohio State?
They may be better than Ohio.
Are they as good as USC?
They may be better.
Are they as good as Oklahoma?
That's a good question. That's why they play the games, Bill. That's why we have a playoff.
And it's a game where anything could happen. Beautiful shot. Fine. Do you have a pair of these special shoes yet? That
Not
everybody's
yet.
wearing? Yet is the appropriate word. Beautiful play, Matt Freeman.
He took as a freshman in his debut on varsity at Norman North High School was also an air ball. He said there were definitely some nerves there, and he didn't have his best night shooting, just 1 for 6 from beyond the arc. But he still managed that double-double, and he told me, I didn't have the best.
That's going to stretch out that defense, which is not really what Ball State wants to do. They want to sit back and be able to protect the paint.
Boy, the pace Young can play with. James shoots through a double team. His double clutch rolls in, and a timeout taken by James. This is it for James. He gets himself along the baseline, but that's sent away by Moses. No reset of the shot clock. Good ball fake and a lay-in for Christian James. An air ball from three-point range by Sellers. Rebounded by Moses. That one arced up by Elamine. Loose ball. Out of the back comes Trae Young. No look pass. Christian James rings the bell. 21-point Sooner lead, the largest of the night. We approach 5 minutes left opening half. Latin knocked that one away. James the run ahead. Little contact, bucket and a foul. It's all Oklahoma. 4 minutes, and so Jamani McNeese is into the Oklahoma lineup. That's a 3. Jack Jackson misses, and here comes Trae Young. Christian James a 3. Yes, sir. 2% from three-point range. This is a team that brings back 4 guys who shot 40% or better from three-point range last year. Young misses. There's Christian James.
To a good shot.
Largest Sooner lead, 4 points. Robinson attacks. Flips it up and in. Trae Young has a rebound now. Sprints the other way for Christian James. Little hesitation to free himself to the win.
It's just such a different type of game, AAU ball versus this. But those two guys,
Christian James.
Those are grown men because they're, 2-3 years older than he is.
5 blocks for Jamani McNeese tonight. It's the second time he's gotten a block on the three-point line. Here's James, and it's good.